I've been waiting for Mixtape for 2 years. And I played it in one sitting. And then I just sat there staring at the credits, looking like an idiot. Yeah, we'll get to that, but let's rewind. Actually, pause. If you saw those 5 seconds of footage, or have ever seen any trailers or screenshots and are slightly interested in this game, I'm unfortunately gonna have to ask you to leave. Scram! This review is spoiler-free. However, a lot of what you'll experience in this game will hit 10 times as hard if you go in blind. So yeah, if you're kinda sold on the game, I would be doing you a disservice by literally showing you parts of the game that would essentially make the experience for you. But if you do need more convincing, here's my review. Mixtape is made by Beethoven and Dinosaur, the Australian studio behind The Artful Escape, and published by Annapurna Interactive. It's 3 to 4 hours long, it's on Game Pass, and it costs $20. It's also currently on sale, by the way, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a 10 out of 10 experience. So, here's the deal. It's August 1999, 3 teenagers in a small Northern California town are spending their last night of high school together before everything changes. Stacy Rockford is flying to New York the next morning to become a music supervisor, which is basically someone who gets paid to make the perfect movie soundtrack. Cassandra is heading to college, and Slater is later. And tonight, before any of that happens, they have one secret, historic, and completely non-negotiable mission. They need to find booze. You play as Stacy.
EM17 boombox. Taped a lot of radio on this thing.
She's always making this voice, like she's too cool for ya. Maybe she is, honestly. She's the kind of person who will not start a task until she's got her headphones on, with the perfect song playing in the background. She likes to break the fourth wall constantly, kinda like Fleabag, just to nerd-splain to you the lore behind the track she's speaking for her mixtape. I love this girl. Now, if you've played Life is Strange or Lost Records, you will feel right at home in the parts where you're wandering through the teenage bedrooms, snooping through every poster and record player and old cassette tape. But here's the difference. Mixtape gives you 0 dialogue options, 0 branching paths, no choices to agonize over. Someone already curated this night for you, and you are just living it. As you snoop through each bedroom, you will find things, relics of the trio's shared history. Maybe it's a Polaroid or an old mixtape, and every time you find one, it pulls you into a memory. This is where it gets really special. Each memory is its own minigame, scored to its own song. One of them is a shopping cart chase from the cops while the rainbow's sensitive to light just tears through the speakers. Another is a car drive with Silverchair's Freak, which is a metal song so perfectly matched to the moment that the only sane response for all 3 characters is to headbang in unison in the car. I'm not kidding, it's one of the funniest things I've seen in a video game in years. And here's the thing about these memories, you never repeat one. Each mechanic exists once, earns its songs, then backflips into oblivion, which makes sense because that's exactly what a memory does. Something triggers it, it plays out, and then it's gone. You can't hold on to it, you can't go back. The game gets this at a structural level, and that's kind of remarkable. Now, let's talk about the 3 people at the center of this, because they are the whole reason this works.
Woo! Back in business, baby!
Slater! Slater!
Stacy Rockford knows exactly who she is, and she will absolutely not shut up about it, which turns out to be the right call. She has bailed on the road trip her friends were counting on so she can fly to New York and chase her dream, which, fair enough girl, go get it, except Cassandra was counting on that road trip to get to college. Yeah, Stacy is frustrating and charming and terrified underneath all of it, but she's one of the best protagonists I've played in a long time. Van Slater is the group's soft center and Stacy's childhood best friend. The one who's always there, always warm, always holding the other 2 together without making a big deal out of it. You know that friend. Everyone has a friend. And then there's Cassandra. She's the newest addition to the group and she has the most to fight against. Her dad is basically the villain of the whole night, and watching her deal with that is where the story really hits. These 3 characters feel real. They fight, they make each other laugh, they say horrible things, and they have inside jokes and secret handshakes. They are pretty much a big core in Mixtape, and seeing the moments that shape their friendship is what makes Mixtape so special. Now, the music. The soundtrack is not decoration, and I need you to understand this because it's easy to hear license in the game with classic tracks and picture something nice and tasteful playing quietly in the background while you do other things. That's not what Mixtape is. The music is structural, it's the whole architecture of the thing. Stacy curates each track to fit the moment, and then breaks the fourth wall to tell you exactly why she chose it. She does this while running from the law or skateboarding downhill through a gorgeous Northern California suburb. Each chapter of the game goes like this. Stacy is sad, so she plays.
This is BJ Thomas with Most of All, released in 1968.
Stacy wants to flip everyone off, so she plays.
I feel nothing but rage. This is Love by the Smashing Pumpkins.
And when Stacy gets into an argument with her best friend, she plays.
It's so confusing.
Just kidding. Johnny Galvatron would never. We are talking Devo, Iggy Pop, Roxy Music, The Cure, Joy Division, and a handful of tracks that I had never heard before that went straight into my own playlist before the credits even finished rolling. The game knows exactly when to let a song breathe and when to let it completely blow the roof off. It is a game about a person who is good at this, made by people who are also good at this. And it's got me thinking, is this what it takes to get people to listen to our music recommendations these days? But of course, it's not all about the audio. Visually, the characters are painted and slightly stop motion, like they exist in a slightly different frequency from the world around them. The game cuts between animation and real footage the way actual memories cut between feeling and image, without really explaining itself, without making a big deal out of it. It just does it. And it works every single time. The environments are gorgeous too. A teenage bedroom can be detailed enough to spend 20 minutes in before you've seen everything. A secret cabin in the woods that the trio have named the Ritz looks just as gorgeous and has just as much detail. This is a game made by an Australian studio that made a distinctly American 1990s story set in a town that does not exist. And it feels completely real to me. Let me put it differently. A 3 to 4 hour game about teenagers in 1999 had me grinning at my screen until my cheeks hurt, and then crying, sometimes in the same 5 minutes. I am a grown adult. This is my life. When Mixtape ended, I just sat with it for a moment, trying to figure out what it did and how. The best I can work out is this. Mixtape is a game about the specific grief of a night you know is ending. Scored to the music that generation used to make the unbearable feel beautiful, and is built with enough craft and enough love that even someone who was a literal toddler in 1999 felt the full weight of it. 10 out of 10. Do not skip this one.